The Strange Mole Show was born during COVID times. On Wednesday, the 22nd of March 2023, Boris Johnson will face a COVID inquiry in relation to his actions, shall we say, during Partygate. The following is a collection of our songs and sketches that we made during those COVID times. We wanted to present a dossier of our own, and, well, it's a big one.
Matron.
So if you weren't listening to us from the beginning, here's what we were saying at the time. And if anyone from the inquiry panel is listening, please feel free to use any of our material to pin the fat clown down and make him squirm. Thank you.
One rule there for me, you know, another one for thee, you know, I said so. The law is there for you, I don't pay fines. Carrie says it's fine, you know, I party all the time, you know, al fresco. The law is there for you, I don't pay fines.
We're so bad.
It's enough to make you hurl.
We're so bad.
They're laughing round the world, and we always get away with crime. We do it all the fucking time. Come on, Clouseau. The law is there for you, I don't pay fines. The law is there for you, I don't pay fines. There's no penalty for me. Suckers.
And as the UK death toll continues to rise, more and more people are asking, what exactly was the advice given to the Prime Minister?
By Jiminy, I've got to be careful here. The people must be reassured. Janice, get me one of the Sage fellows, will you? There's a good chap.
Certainly, Prime Minister. I'll send one in. Cursed! It's the land of pestilence and woe. The thirst for vengeance of Ra himself is met with the hunger of a demon moon and its ascendance to oblivion.
Ah, yes. Come in, Sir Bruce.
Hordes of Babylonian whores shall ascend from the pits of Riverdance on the souls of men until their dreams of salvation is melted into slag.
Now, we took care of the Spice Girl reunion tour. That was cancelled along with all the other gigs.
And Cerberus shall howl at the sea to strike fear into the hearts of suffering.
Nigel has been told to ratchet down on the immigration rhetoric.
What of the lone wolf that prowls through the night, salivating over the land of despair, searching for a den of iniquity to bed down for the end of days?
Well, I agree it would have been easier if Dom had stayed in London.
Thou must heed those warnings as I lay before you, lest they be the harbinger of doom.
Well, that's the thing, Sir Bruce. The message seems to be getting woolly for some people.
Then these 3 warnings are gift to thee for thy people if they shouldst escape the terrible fate.
Oh, that's more like it. Let's give 'em some fire for their bellies, like the fire that Prometheus bestowed upon the people of...
May I continue?
Oh, yes, sorry about that. Carry on with the prophecies.
The prophecies! What do you know of prophecy when only I can hear the clarion trumpets of destruction? Heed ye now to the words of yore that hold the salvation to the lettering of the end before time approaches the horizon of oblivion.
Ooh, I should probably get a pen then. Hang on.
Let it be known that the unseen serpent slides through this land, hiding in plain sight, and is mocking the machinations of men who pay not attention to its rattle before it strikes to blind them for an eternity of darkness.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue, though, does it?
How do you mean?
Well, it's not what we call in the biz a snappy soundbite.
These prophecies have been carefully handed down from father to son over a millennium to ensure the veracity of their contents for the benefit of mankind.
Yes, and a jolly good job you've done too. Everyone is saying you smashed it on that front, but it's a bit wordy for your average bloke, you see.
Oh, yes, I suppose I see what you mean.
How about we boil it down a tad? Lots of danger ahead, look out chaps, something like that.
You might as well just say stay alert if you're not even going to mention the snake.
Excellent, stay alert it is.
I was making a point that wasn't...
Tally-ho, next prophecy please.
Yes, all right. When devil's crown doth sit upon the heads of men, all house will fall upon its weight, lest ye encircle thyselves in the protective shells of their forebearers, and wrestle young crown from its purchase.
You see, there you go again. Don't get me wrong, I love a meandering myriad of multiple moments piling up upon its predecessor to obscure the order of opinion and ideas, but for once, one must get to the bloody point. I caught something about wrestling. Let's just say control the virus.
You do know the wrestling bit is metaphorical.
Metaphorical, meteorological, whichever the wind blows, eh?
Well, no.
I'm glad you agree. Let's move to number 3, if you will.
All right then. To save lives from the frozen north, to stop the dead floating to the seas, thou must also take fewer steps forth, hold from the brightest sights to see, raise thy shield and drop thy visor, stop the rot, heed the wiser, cover thy faces, hide the herd, eat not any leather bird, for thee is met with the end of days, if thou ignores this deadly phase.
I say, that's got a bit of gravitas, eh?
Aye, it was forspake by the prophet Jebediah, who cometh down from the district of lakes, to proclaim the vision he had received from the cosmos.
Indeed. So, which bits are we going to cut?
You can't cut any of it. It contains the accumulated predictions of generations. It's an enigma of interpretation containing the seeds of salvation. It's the amassed wisdom of our ancestors.
It's a load of old waffle. How about, save lives?
Why do you even ask me?
Why indeed, Sir Bruce. Thank you for your time. Good day.
Listen, Boris, I don't want you to think I'm not grateful for the gig. Appreciate the old Etonian Club loyalty and all that, but shouldn't you talk to some real doctors, or, virologists and whatnot?
I assure you, everything that can be done is being done. Thanks for the chinwag and ta-ta!
Here are your news headlines. A group of paranormal investigators who travelled 50 miles to Swansea in attempts to film a ghost have been fined for breaking COVID restrictions. The would-be Ghostbusters claimed they were simply exercising their rights. Police in Essex have asked the dogging community to curtail their activities during COVID. The chairman of the local dogging society reminded members, "We're not out of the woods yet." The Dalai Lama has received his first dose of the COVID vaccine. It is believed he had the AstraZeneca version.
Don't forget, you're coordinating the Cobra meeting with the Health Minister in 5 minutes, Prime Minister. Room 17B.
Thank you, Janice. Ooh, crikey, better get a shift on. I say, is this the, Cobra thingamybobby?
Yes, I say!
Wowzers, you chaps are on the button, eh?
Yes, I say!
Wish I'd known about the pyjama dress code, though. Never mind, let's start getting things done. Everything that can be done must be done. What's the, plan then, chaps? What's firing up in those brainiac noggins of yours to get us out of this, what catastrophe are we discussing again?
COVID, Sensei!
COVID, eh? Super. Well, didn't we get this done already? Yes? No? No? Right? Yes? That, what's his name? Something mutating? Okie dokie. So, who's in charge here?
You are, Sensei!
Oh, again? Bugger. Better bluff out some leadership stuff. Righto, best foot forward. Put on your game face.
Huh?
Clean the decks. Build some fences.
Prime Minister, I see you've met our new defence force.
Ah, Hancock, there you are. Met our what now?
A defence force, PM. For once, we want to be ahead of the game, and in fact beat them at their own game.
Excellent. Who are we beating again?
The virus, PM.
Ah, yes, the evil fiend.
Well, as you are aware, the virus has been mutating, and so now, following all the sci-fi advice, as per your instructions, we can only assume that he's acquired ninja skills. This is why I've assembled this team of junior ministers to learn a basic defence in Bojo Kwon-do.
It's a real shame the racists went and ruined the fighting the Kung Flu joke, you know. It would have been perfect here.
No, it wouldn't.
Really?
No, Sensei!
No, probably not. Thank you, Hancock. I'll take it from here. Now, listen up. I think it's pretty clear that we'll never know if I was completely, partially, or almost certainly drunk when I came up with this whatever this is. However, we do know the public are terrified of this new mutant thing. And the training montage video of me learning how jobs work to assure them I'm skilling up to tackle the virus doesn't seem to be calming them like it did in the old mayor days.
You don't say, Sensei!
Therefore, we need to fight back. When the journos say we are incompetent fools causing tens of thousands of deaths, we shall bat that criticism away.
Alt-right circle!
We shall deflect the blame.
Alt-left circle check!
We shall stand firm.
Vax in!
No matter what comes back to bite us on the arse.
Vax out of line with manufacturer's instructions!
You know what? I think you chaps might have a handle on this after all. I knew having everyone clapping you along to build self-esteem would work, but, well, I suppose we should give you this final test to see if you are truly ready. Whoever can take this bloodstain from my hands is free to leave the cabinet. Hello? Anyone? Anyone? Oh, grasshoppers.
I'm sorry to have to tell you that today the number of deaths recorded from COVID in the UK has surpassed 100,000. And it's hard to compute the sorrow contained in that grim statistic. The years of life lost for so many relatives, the mischance even to say goodbye.
125,000 people are missing. 125,000 people should be here. 125,000 people dead from COVID. How do you measure when we are in the clear? In death rates, in cases, in lockdowns, in sales of coffee, in pizzas, in pints, in vaccines, in the polls. If 125,000 dead due to Boris, how do you measure if it's time for him to go? How about blood? How about blood? test, though the scandal never ends. Investigate, remember the dead, make them take the blame. They'll cover it up. They'll cover it up. They'll cover it up. Treason on us. Shout out, measure your case in the law. Treason on us. Treason on us.
Breaking my rules just to have some wine. 14 times I've been caught but had no fine. Breaking my rules just to have some wine. But lying ain't close in a crime like this. Anything goes, but don't blink, you might miss. 'Cause legal ain't close in a place like this. I said legal ain't close in a place like this. Bring your own booze tonight. Never thought I'd let a rumor ruin my career. Well, nobody told me we had a party that looked like a party that I had in February of last year. It was confidential. Check their credentials. Pippa, let's roll onto something new. Taking its toll when I'm talking facts with you. 'Cause legal ain't close in a place like this. I said legal ain't close in a place like this. Bring your own booze tonight. Never thought I'd let a rumor ruin my career. Well, nobody told me I had a party that looked like a party that I had in February of last year. It was confidential. Check their credentials. A flashing around. Pace yourself for me. I said, Cummings, baby. Baby, please. I just don't know now. When all I want to do is lie. Nobody told me I had a party that looked like a party that I had in February of last year. It was confidential. Check their credentials. A flashing around. Nobody told me I had a party that looked like a party that I had in February of last year. It was confidential. Check their credentials. Flashing around. Nobody told me I had a party that looked like a party that I had in February of last year. It was confidential. Check their credentials. A flashing around.
Boris Johnson has been accused of having a rock and roll attitude in dealing with COVID policy after announcing people can get 2 free lateral flow COVID tests every week. Whilst critics say the tests are practically useless, the PM replied, "It's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, and a 3rd would soon be ready, so go cats go." William Shakespeare, the first person to have the COVID vaccine in the UK, has died of an unrelated issue. A vigil is set for tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. Boris Johnson and Carrie Symonds have married in secret. Rather than send out invites to the wedding, a few select Tory donors received an RSVPPE contract. Coming soon.
Yes, really this time. No, I promise you, we're really going to do it this time. The world's greatest secret agent, James Bond, is back. Again. To face his toughest assignment yet. Really, Blofeld? You've tied me up in red tape and COVID restrictions, and you expect me to talk?
No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to decide on a realistic release date.
Filmed in the before time, so it'll feel weird how close everybody is.
Come in, 007. Come sit down closer than 2 meters to me for an animated conversation.
Thank you, Em. I just got back from a trip between 6 countries, mingling in packed marketplaces and having unprotected sex with everyone. Showing in a cinema near you, which may or may not require mask wearing and be a plague pit. Did somebody say stupid big stunts? Oh, you said? Well, that's rather rude. Seriously though, we're gonna get this film in theaters eventually. 007, A Time to Shit or Get Off the Pot. In cinemas, soon. We think. Pussies.
Excuse me, Master, but the Prime Monster is here to see you.
Boris, my boy, it's so good to see you. I thought visiting your parents was against the lockdown rules.
Yes, well, Dom was due another eye test, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to check in and have a checkup while we were out and about.
Should have gone to Schmucksavers.
What was that?
I said, the Professor is a lifesaver, sir.
Well, quite. There's a top noggin on my top boffin.
You are too kind. So, let's have a look at you. How have you been feeling?
Well, it's all starting to get to me a little bit, you know. Stress and whatnot building up. Feels like I've lost a little of the old pizzazz.
Oh, we can sort that out in no time. I go, give him a little booster shot in the nuts.
Yes, Master.
Wowzers!
I go. I meant the wands in his neck.
Oh, sorry, Master.
Do I get an apology?
I'm not sure, sir. Do nursing staff like me get a decent pay rise?
I already announced a whopping 1% for you chaps. Yow!
I go.
Apologies, Master, but there is power in a union.
Jab it, 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 jab it. You can't go to the gym. You got the time to come in. It won't cost you a dime. You got time. You got a duty to go. It'll just take a mo. You not got a reason to doubt that COVID ain't still hanging about. So you just stop talking. Why don't you go have a test? Jab it, jab it, jab it, jab it, jab it, jab it. You got a vaccine appointment. It's time to see yourself as blessed. Now it's the kind of jab you get the dose into. The second dose might take a while to get to you. And it don't mean that we ain't still got work to do with this incessant virus. God bless the old NHS. Jab it, 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 jab it. You got relaxing of rules. You got 'em open in schools. Nearly time for the pub. You want grub. You wanna breathe in the air, but you make me despair. 'Cause I don't mind you having a gab, but you have to keep taking the jab. So for now, stop talking.
Why don't you give it a rest? Jab it, jab it, jab it, jab it, jab it, jab it. You got a vaccine appointment. It's time to see yourself as blessed. Now it's the kind of jab you get the dose into. The second dose might take a while to get to you. And it don't mean that we ain't still got work to do with this incessant virus. God bless the old NHS. Jab it, 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 test, jab it, test, jab it, money, jab it, test, jab it, money, jab it, test, jab it, money.
Evening, Dyson.
Good evening.
Your business is a bit of a goer, eh? Text, know what I mean?
Well, yes, it did go abroad.
I bet it did. Those vacuums of yours, do they suck or do they blow? Nudge, nudge, text, say no more.
I'm not sure I follow you.
Follow me, that's good, know what I mean? Nudge, nudge, a text's as good as a tweet to a billionaire businessman, know what I mean?
Are you offering something?
Offering, very good. Text, tax cut, wink, know what I mean? Say no more.
Well,
Is your patriotism a sport?
Well, yes, actually. We sponsor some rugby in Bath.
Likes baths, eh? Keep it clean, wink, text, do your duty, say no more.
Yes, you see some really smooth backhand passes.
I bet you do. Do you have any air-to-mouth experience? He asked him knowingly.
Well, no.
Oh. Still, Brexit, eh? Fwaw, eh? Fwaw.
Look, are you insinuating something?
Oh, no, yes.
Well?
Well, you've been around a bit, right? I mean, you've donated to the Tory party.
Yes.
What size of a tax cut would you like?
Dominic Cummings has made a damning statement to a Parliamentary Select Committee. Sources close to the PM say he thought it was one of the worst best man speeches in history. Kate Middleton says she is hugely grateful after receiving the first dose of the Covid vaccine. While Kate had her jab in the arm from the NHS, Meghan Markle was stabbed in the back by the establishment. Health Secretary Matt Hancock has confirmed the UK is dealing with an outbreak of monkeypox. The minister also confirmed advice was still hands, face, space, and not hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Boris Johnson has denied calling Health Secretary aide Gina Coladangelo hopeless. However, he does suspect Hancock is totally fucking her. Woman. Independent. Mistress of truth. She brings order where there was none. Sugre. From the depths of discovery, she becomes the enigma and rises above the clouds of conspiracy. Sugre. And when she is gone, all that is left behind is the smell of desperation from those that have loved her before. Sugre. Sugre. The latest political stink from the English Chanel. Sugre. 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 Sugre.
Excuse me, sir, but the Prime Monster has returned.
Boris, my boy!
Daddy! I mean, Schrödinger, good to see you, man. As always, I'm in a bit of bother. I need a modicum of your expertise. It's this damn COVID malarkey. It's still dragging on.
But I've given you the vaccine programme, tech for the track and trace, and Brexit, so you have total border control. What more could you need?
Obviously, I'm grateful for everything. Let me give you a round of applause. In general, everyone is happy when I tell them we are following the data and the science on this.
Okay then.
Thing is, cards on the table and all that. I gave it all to Hancock to read while I was finishing my Shakespeare book, and, well, we can't find any of it. I mean, the data, I mean.
How am I surprised at this point? I swear that lightning bolt was a few sparks short of the gigawatt when I made you.
All I need is the raw data, so we can make sure there isn't anything in there that might embarrass us before releasing it to the press.
The raw data?
No, sir. Don't let them open the box.
Box? What box?
He means my post-Brexit random pandemic policy generator boxes, of course. How did you think we could generate the dead cats you require to cover your inadequacies without creating highly volatile superposition experiments?
Behold!
Good Lord!
Yes, it is my finest creation. Cummings COVID data box. Igor, stop that.
Sorry, Master.
But what is this thing? It's huge!
Inside this box is a kitten that may or may not have drunk the saucer of milk I placed inside, and that was laced with the craziest, most aggressive mutant form of COVID I could create.
Gadzooks! Even I can see this is bonkers. Why would you do this?
The experiment is calculating the form of new normal. Will the cat be dead, or will there be a long COVID effect?
Can I just take a quick look and see how things are going?
Nine! If you open the box and observe the experiment, you cannot hold your superposition of deniability, and you will ruin everything.
There's got to be some way of knowing if we're on the right track. What was that?
Nothing. It was just the wind, I'm sure.
I thought it came from the box.
No, I'm sure Tiddles doesn't make a noise like that. It was probably Igor.
Yeah, all right. Roar!
Look, chaps, I know a cover-up when I hear one. I want to see inside this thing right now.
Don't do it! You have no comprehension of the danger you may unleash.
Nonsense! Igor, pass me that ladder so I can get to the lid.
Yes, Prime Monster.
Now then. Oh, he's a cutie. He's shaking his paw at me. Do you think he's giving me a wave?
Yes, that is exactly what I think.
I've never seen that from a sick lion before.
A previously unseen variant. Who would have guessed it?
Here's a hazmat suit, sir. Should I prepare the escape copter?
No, the experiment should collapse in on itself in 3, 2... Igor, did you just kick that ladder?
Wowzers! Steady there! I'm getting a wobble! It's tipping over!
Whoa! Oh dear, I better get a mop. I hope that hasn't spoiled your result, sir.
Let's be honest, Igor. The outcome was always going to be totally fucking hopeless. There's only one thing left to do.
Shall I hatch another copy of Boris, sir?
Well, I suppose so, but then they are looking shabby nowadays. We really must cut down on these regenerations.
Reduce your carbon copy footprint, eh?
Get out!
Yes, sir.
It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, it's Dominic Cummings home, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, it's Dominic Cummings home, it's coming home.
3 lines in the dirt.
It's coming,
Coronavirus strike. driving.
It's coming, son.
Please just stay alert.
It's coming,
But not while Dom is driving.
It's coming, son.
3 lines in the dirt.
It's coming,
Just control the virus.
coming, son.
Corbyn would be worse.
It's coming,
But a murder man wouldn't hire us.
coming, son.
3 lines in the dirt.
It's coming,
Save lives is the last one.
coming, son.
30,000 dead.
It's coming, it's
Never
Dominic
stop
coming,
to
son.
think of. Witty old boy. Come in, Sherry.
Just a small one to be sociable. Oh, at a distance, eh? I'll slide one over.
Ha! Now then, Whittles. I know you're here for the COVID briefing, but thing is, we're having a spectrum of shortage problems due to the old oven-ready Brexit being a bit half-baked.
Yes?
So, we need everyone to dig deep, pitch in, and pick up the slack. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, I suppose so, yes.
Excellent. So, as our briefings expert, I'm going to need you to brief Dom here about the whole Afghanistan situation at the same time as you're briefing me about COVID.
What? But I don't know anything about Afghanistan.
Neither do we. We were on holiday at the time.
What, for the last 20 years?
Sounds about right. Anyway, you'll be great. Just give it a go and pretend that, you know?
Right, okay then. Here we go. The enemy is currently taking over the capital and pretty much all of the country.
Oh dear.
As we've removed funding and support for defences, both ideologically and on the ground, we are seeing a surge in casualties and have lost the ground we took over the last few years.
Oh, what about those home forces chaps we trained and equipped?
Yes, where are all those frontline nurses we applauded and we paid our friends to equip them?
Unfortunately, we have seen a number of desertions from the profession due to a range of issues from pay to corrupt upper management.
What exactly do we know about these Taliban blokes?
Tell me about these newfangled COVID variants too.
Okay, this new strain seems to pass across the nation at a much greater speed than anticipated. The variant that's proven effective at causing death from large public gatherings, and so far the data suggested women and children are bearing the brunt of these new waves.
I must say, Witty, you're quite the grumpy boots with your slideshow.
Yes, a real Debbie Downer. Haven't you any advice for us to improve things?
Cover your mouths and get on with your jobs.
I must admit it, I hadn't realised the significance of being at your desk to do your job in a time of crisis.
Yes, I think I'll use the one at the country place to crack on with beating this,
COVID?
That's the whatchamabob. Yes, let's get on with beating that.
Can I go now?
Yes, off you pop. Back to the office, I mean. No beach trips.
No point. The sea is still closed.
PM, we really need to talk about the new Lambda variant.
Good God, man. You've just done a 2-for-1 briefing. There's only so much information I can take in.
Well, I have a new slide viewing system that will speed up the whole process and improve your knowledge retention. Igor? Yes, master?
Wowzers! Where did he come from? What are you doing here, you lumpy fiend?
Work exchange program, sir. Matt Hancock is currently assisting Professor Schrodinger in an experiment to see whether or not his career is alive or dead, and now the cat is out of the bag.
I think we all know how that one's going to play out. Right, what do I do with this gadget?
Strap this on here, sir, and bite down on this.
Ooh, are you sure this is safe, Witty?
Oh, now you want my opinion on safety measures? Don't worry, sir. I slipped in a couple of extras to keep you entertained.
Wait, what? You did what?
Powering up in 3, 2...
Now hold on a mo.
1. Activate. First slide, please.
Jiminy! Whoa!
Next slide, please.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Woohoo!
Final slide, please.
It can't take it, sir.
Damn it, Igor. Next slide, please.
Yes, master.
Igor, check the PM.
Are you all right, sir?
Me? Top-notch, made of Teflon and refreshed, ready to tell the people to be prepared.
Be prepared for what?
Prepare yourselves for Lambda. Prepare yourselves for Lambda. It's necessary for you all to be cautious. For you all to be cautious, it's necessary. For freedom, for freedom. For freedom, for freedom. Herd immunity, herd immunity, herd immunity. In a plague, I'm your pharaoh. In a plague, I'm your pharaoh, and I've no plan. And I've no plan. Oops, I've no plan. Lambda, lambda. Lambda, lambda. Lambda, lambda. Lambda, who I say. Prepare yourselves for Lambda. Prepare yourselves for Lambda. It's necessary for you all to be cautious. For you all to be cautious, it's necessary. For freedom, for freedom.
Well, sir, I'd say the slide technology was a success, wouldn't you?
I'm not quite sure why he's singing and dancing, but the information does seem to have got through. Do you think anyone else will notice and think it's a bit weird?
Launching Michael Gove's distraction countermeasures now, sir.
Crikey, talk about taking a nuclear option.
Prepare yourselves for Lambda. Prepare yourselves for Lambda. It's necessary for you all to be cautious. For you all to be cautious, it's necessary. For freedom, for freedom.
Hello? Schrodinger residence.
Professor, it's me, Igor.
Igor, my boy. How are you enjoying the student exchange program?
I hate it here, sir. I want to come home.
What? But you're amongst the greatest scientific minds available with your placement on the COVID recovery team that Boris put together.
It's a nightmare, sir. No one here believes in science at all.
I'm sure you must be exaggerating.
Honestly, sir, it's true. No one here wears a mask. They all huddle so close together on their benches that you couldn't get a lightning bolt between them. We should be locking down again, but the only thing that's been restricted is the public's right to protest.
What are you worried about? That is Plan A.
But, sir, don't you see? It's going to kill off all the idiots that usually vote for Boris. Before you know, there'll only be the rational one left.
Mein Gott, this is a disaster heading full steam into a catastrophe. You're my man on the ground, Igor, and you must do something.
I've tried everything, sir. I've made sure they're all aware of the independent sage data. I've shown him that masks are sensible in simple terms. I've even given Master Wiki some assertiveness training, but still nothing. So, in the end, I triggered the Prime Monster's reset program and sent him on a holiday again to limit the damage he could do, but it's not stopping it, sir.
This is very bad. I can see now that it will throw all the Brexit recovery plans. We must move to Plan B.
They won't move, sir. What's more, the Brexit plan has changed instead. Instead of levelling up, the new strategy is to level off the sick and the old and let the bodies pile high.
Oh, this is very disturbing. Very well. I shall develop a booster shot to buy us some time. I can rustle up a batch and send them to you immediately. I can probably manage some antivirals too, but they won't be tested.
Just like the lorry driver. Do you think you'll be able to find one for the trip, sir?
Ah, damn it! You're right. This might take a while. Then I have no choice. You must stay there to monitor the situation and hold things together the best you can. Besides, my experiments here with your exchange student counterpart are going swimmingly.
Really, sir?
Yes! Since Matt Hancock has been here, I have been observing his unemployability field since we let the cat out of the bag, and it is expanding at an exponential rate, so fast that it now reaches Africa.
That's astounding, sir. Are you sure I can't come home and assist you?
Nein! If I needed a short-assed, lumpy, useless imitation of a man, I would have told Matt to bring Marc Francois with him.
Very well, sir.
But seriously, Igor, be careful. This is a very delicate time, and the slightest ripple in the social fabric could light the fuse to riots and revolution.
Indeed, sir.
Maybe you should put out some kind of old-school patriotic health campaign. Perhaps roll out some pictures of the Queen in a bikini and tell the masses to go for an invigorating swim.
If I could just mention...
I'll leave the details to you, Igor. Just remember to keep it a crowd pleaser, and as long as everyone can still get a cheap pie and a pint, I'm sure you'll be fine.
But, sir... Oh, dear.
The Strange Mole Show is written by the Holy Mole and performed alongside Chris Doc Strange and Chrissy Gregg. Additional musical material by Augusta Lees. Find back episodes at strangemole.co.uk.